Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. So today is Ratchet Wednesday. It's Ratchet Wednesday, and today I'm going to be doing the review of the 90-day, The Last Resort. Baby, let me tell you something. It was going on. It was going on. It went down this week. But before we begin, I just want to say that if you're new to my channel and you're new to this particular segment, the 90-day last resort review, I like to wear some shades because I like to throw shades. Okay, so when you see me do all of this, you know Angie's about to cut up. So I'm going to get just right straight into this. It was really good this week. So tonight I'm going to be reviewing season 1, episode 7, Last Life of the 90-day last resort. So last week, if you see me look down, yes, I am reading to make sure I hit all my points. So last week it ended with Asuelo and Kalina. And Kalina was telling the therapist that she's having a hard time forgiving Asuelo because guess what? He been cheating since day one. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to forgive. So, the season opens up. It was a lot of things going on. It opened up where Liz and Ed was headed to the pool. And they got together and they started talking about their therapy that they had. Each of them had a separate one-on-one therapy where they talked about past life regression, which is hypnosis. And so Liz was like, I really want to know what happened when you had your hypnosis. And so he was like, well, it was really revealing, and it revealed that I was some sort of guy. I had used the word leprechaun to the therapist, and I wish I didn't use that. But I was a guy, and I was just being made fun of. And so what it made me feel like, hey, I need to stop feeling like I'm not loved. I need to stop joking all the time and get serious. And it just made me really think about things. He said, what was your therapy like? And she was like, well, Ed, I know I had lived many lives. I would say I lived about 28 lives, but we went to one life, and you were in it. You were there. And I'm constantly telling you that, hey, I'm in your corner. And what I found out is that I really need to really have a voice in this relationship because I don't. And I really need to have that, Ed. And that's what I realized, that I really need to try to have a voice in this relationship. And he was like, yeah, I agree. You really do need to have a voice. And they both basically said that the past life regression therapy really gave them a lot of insights. Can you get that? Because I was like, girl, bad. When she was talking about past lives and all this, she lost me there. I know people can be hypnosis and all of that, but, that's just something I just like, I don't know if this was just for TV or what. But anyway, they act like everything, maybe it's true, that everything is coming together for them, which was good. So then they went to Yara and Jovi, and they were doing these planks, and trying to keep in shape. And then it went to Kalani and Asuelo. And they were all in the room, and they had decorated the room because it was their son's 5 years old birthday party. It was Oliver. And Kalani felt a certain way. Kalani was like, you know what? I just feel bad. My kids are here, and we're sitting up going at the last resort. But then she said, you know what? We're trying to get ourselves together and save our family. So I guess it's a good thing. So she was like, go boo, go boo. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. The baby was doing this. Asuela was doing that. So they were celebrating their baby birthday. So then it showed Kelly and Molly, they were separate because the night before, Kelly told Molly that she just was not in love with him anymore. And Kelly was like, done with it. So he's eating his breakfast, talking, and he was like, I don't know. I just really don't know why she's doing this, saying this. She could have told me that a long time ago. I love her. I don't know where she gets the I don't love her. But she told me what I need to know, that she don't love me. And Molly was like eating her breakfast. They was both eating breakfast, but in separate rooms. And Molly was like, he's just not the man that I met. I mean, once he came to Atlanta from New York, he just wasn't the same. He's just not giving the same. He wasn't the same. And so I didn't say I didn't love him. I just said I'm not in love with him at this moment. So, they was doing their thing. They was doing the most. And so later on that night, well, before I get to that, Angela was having a one-on-one with the therapist. So the therapist came in and said, Angela, how are you feeling? Do you think you've learned anything since you've been here? And she was like, you know what? I did learn something. I learned my triggers, and that's what's important. And then she said, well, Angela, I'm under the impression that you have some divorce papers for Michael that you bought with you. And she was like, oh, yeah. And she was like, if you're really going to give it all you got, you need to get rid of the divorce papers. And she was like, oh, no. I have to think about that because I'm at my last straw with Michael. And I'm not just going to give up the divorce papers. No, not right now. Now, I have to think about it. And so the therapist was like, she's really trying to create a safe environment for Michael when they do their one-on-one, because at the end of the day, Angela can get very loud, can be really cutthroat. And Michael never gets the chance to talk because Angela talks over people. And she's like, I'm just trying to create a safe place for Michael. And she said, but I'm glad that you have progressed and learned what your triggers are. And she said, oh, yeah. So then they add Michael into the mix. They go on the pad and put Michael in, and then they put him on the big screen. And Michael is like, hey, he ready. He ready to do whatever. And so the therapist was like, I want you to think about the good times that you've had with your wife. Can you talk about it? And he was like, well, one of my good times is when we got married. And what even was more important than that was that my mom was at the wedding. My mom was at the wedding. My mom passed back in April. mom passed, and Angela was there for me. Angela came right away, and Angela was there for me. Angela loved me. Angela loved my 30 draws. She helped me through that, but it's still hard thinking about that because my mom died. And so Angela was like, oh my God, it's going to be okay, Michael. Michael, I'm there for you. I just love you, Michael. And he was like, I love you too. Oh my God, this woman loved me. I cheated on her. And she didn't deserve it. I cheated on her, and she's still here with me today. And so I'm so sorry that I did that to you. You don't deserve that. You're a good woman. And then she would start crying, and she was like, the therapist was like, Angela, how are you feeling? She said, I was so hurt when he cheated on me. Because it made me feel like he really didn't love me for real. He was using me. And even though he said he was sorry, I didn't believe it. I just didn't feel it in my gut. Until I'm talking to him right now. Michael, I believe you. I know you're sorry, Michael. And Michael, I love you. And so the therapist was like, you're finally getting the validation that you was looking for. And I'm glad that you got it. And so, bottom line, they was going back and forth talking. And the therapist said, Angela seems to have learned her triggers. But if Angela doesn't give him the attention that he needs, and if Angela continues to talk over him and not let him be heard, he will go back cheating on Angela. And so what I think about all of this is a young man in his 30s. This woman, she says she's 57, but she looks like she's 67. I don't know. But at the end of the day, doggone well, if you all the way in America and he's in Nigeria, girl, what you think he gonna do? And that's all I'm gonna say. I don't see how this is gonna work. Because from my knowledge, Michael has been denied citizenship. And when people deny citizenship, it's for a reason. When the government do that. I don't know what it is, but I think it's a waste of time. I like Michael played his role very well, but I just don't see them working it out if he can't come to America. I mean, he's a man. He's a young man. And so, I don't know. I really don't see Angela doing a lot of changing either. She's saying all of this therapy has worked for her. She sees what she's doing wrong, but, is she just saying this? Angela's Angela. And she real tripped out. So I don't know about them two. I give it a thumbs down. How about that? A thumbs down. I don't think they're going to work it out. He a young man. He over there in Nigeria. And yeah, he going to get down with the gets downs. But she feels like they have gotten closer because they learned how to, you basically do sex from long distance with toys. But is that really going to work? Is that, I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, that's what happened with them. So, the guys come out to the pool. Ed, Asuela, Callie, and Jovi. And they start talking. And they had their robes on. It's at night by this time. And Kelly, and it was like, Kelly, you came out here without a robe. We're supposed to have a robe on. He was like, I don't even care about a robe. And they was like, what's going on? What happened last night? Because, they had yesterday they had from last week, they did the Kama Sutra, and he stormed off, Kelly stormed off. So he went like, you know what? I'm just done. Molly gonna tell me she don't love me. So why am I here? And they was like, man, do you love her? I never said I didn't love her. Of course I love her, but I don't understand why she talking to me like that. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm done, man. And it was Joby was like, let me call and get you a robe or whatever. So while that's happening, all the girls come through. Only person that was missing was Angela, because at the time she was in her one-on-one meeting, her and Michael with the therapist. And Molly's seeing him talking all this talk and all of the things in the water. They end up getting in the water, the pool, playing soccer, volleyball. And of course Molly was running his mouth. So in the I guess it's the conference, Molly was like, listen, I don't know why he's sitting up talking about me, making me look bad. I'm not finna stand for that, making me look bad when he know why we're here. So she said that in the confessional. And she was angry, but she didn't go nowhere. She was sitting with the girls. The girls had ordered rum punch. I mean, they had rum punch. And they was getting jacked up. They had like 2 punches at a time. And so they asked Molly, they were like, why are you like this? I mean, Yara was like, he seemed like he a nice guy. You know, why are you doing this? And she was like, listen, let me tell you really what happened, okay? Let me tell you what's going on. I had a hysterectomy. That's hard on a woman. I'm laid up in the hospital. This dude don't even send me flowers. Not even a card. He barely even called me. How does a girl supposed to feel? I go home, couldn't walk. This man didn't, I asked him to help me, and he like, I'm not your do boy. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even get him to help me when I'm sick. Do you know what that do to a girl? And he's standing up there telling everybody he don't know why we here. That man know doggone well why we here. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. It does make sense, but I'm going to hold my opinions to the end. But of course, if somebody's not, you're sick, and then she even went further and said, even before that happened, I asked him to do something, and he like, I'm not your do boy. He's just not the man he was when I met him, when he was in New York. He came over here, Atlanta, and did absolutely nothing. And I'm like, do boy, baby, bye. So then Angela come walking in on the scene. She come in, she like, hey everybody, Angela here. And she said, y'all girls sitting away from the men, because by this time the men was out the water. She said, we're going to go over with the men. This ain't no high school. So she come on over. Everybody happy to see Angela. And so, next thing you know, Asuela was drunk as all outdoors, because then they started drinking they ordered shots, and they was like having double shots and of it looks like some brown alcohol, maybe some rum. And Asuela was drunk as I don't know what. So he sitting up there, and he took a pineapple, and he's like, and they was like, woo, look at him. What you doing with that pineapple? And he was like, I'm licking it. And Asuela was like, all right, honey, he never had a problem with that. I'll give it to him. He might have problems with some other things, but he didn't have no problems with that. Then he took a chair, and he was like, and he was like, everybody was like, whoa, look at him. And then Yara told Jovi, honey, you can learn from that. And then, Asuela, Kehlani was drunk. You could look in her eyes. She was high. And she was like, yeah, he ain't never had a problem with that. And that just made him riled up. So he had this towel on. And he got up and he jumped and he was doing his dance. He was doing this all to Asuela, and his little towel fell out. And you could see his butt. And he was just dancing all provocative. And she was like, yeah. Everybody was like, yeah. Then his crazy behind jumped on top of the fire pit. And he had this towel on. It was hanging down between his legs. And everybody was like, you gonna catch on fire. Then he jumped off and he did his little butt on a swale. And so Jovi said, what you trying to do? You trying to get something tonight? Because Liz was like, let me ask a question. Have you guys had sex since you've been here? And Kehlani was like, no. And so Jovi was like, yeah, he trying to get some. And then Asuela was like, no. I'm just having fun. That's all. I'm just having fun. But he was trying to get some. And so they was the first one to leave. So they said, listen, we're about to get out of here. It's time to go to the room. And they both sashayed. Asuela and Kehlani sashayed out. I don't know if they had sex or tried to have sex or what happened. But they left. So it was the other couples left. And before I get to that, I'm going to get to Ed and all the guys, when they was by themselves, before the ladies walked up. Let me rewind that. They was like, Ed, we want to invite you out. And he was like, yeah? Out where? To a strip club. And he was looking like, y'all some damn fools. But he was like, okay, all right. And then they said, but the only thing is, you can't tell the wives. Don't keep it a secret. Don't tell Liz. And he was like, okay. We bros, right? We bros. We ain't gonna tell. No. And he was like in confessional, they some damn fools. Asuelo no doggone well he one step from a divorce. Molly know damn well he at the divorce court. Jovi know damn well Yara is gonna get into his behind. So they think I'm going to be in a situation. Oh, no. I'm going to let my wife know. I ain't trying to be like them. And Jovi had the nerve to say one of the girls he used to date way back when, Jovi is wild as all outdoors. And so, at the end, Kelly was like, I don't trust Ed. I think he going to go right back and tell Liz. And Ed was like, they some fools. I'm not going to be like them. So let's fast forward. So I said Kehlani and Asuela left. So it's the other couples that left. And they was talking, and then Kelly decides to leave because Molly is saying, talking all crazy, saying, I never said I didn't love you. I said I'm not in love right now. He was like, you a liar. You're lying. You're not telling the truth. Everybody asking me what happened. They need to ask you. You the one not talking. I'm done. Let me tell you something. I'm gone. I'm done. They was like, you done? I'm done. And he walked out. So Kelly was like, so Ed was like, why would you tell this man that you're not in love with him no more? She said, I'm just telling him the truth. First of all, I didn't say I wasn't in love no more. I said, at this particular time, I'm not in love. And neither is he. And she was like, well, that's just going to make a man want to not be bothered. And she said, but you're not understanding. He's not telling the truth. He's acting like he Mr. Goody two-shoe and making me out to be the villain. That's not the truth. So Joey came in with the real question. He said, listen, do this man pitch in on y'all household? Do he provide? Honey, he asked the magic question. And she basically said, hell no, he don't. That man don't provide. He don't provide nothing. So Ed was like, well, did y'all have an arrangement? We didn't have no arrangement. All he was doing was sending homes and sending this. I'm not married to this man. I'm not engaged to his man. So why he was doing that, I don't know. He in an apartment that he can't even afford. He ain't even bought me a hot dog. He bought an apartment, didn't even get a bed where I can come with my daughter. Who does that? So all of them, y'all and everybody, y'all was like, that's not sexy. And Joy was like, I understand. Okay. If he not putting no money in the pot, and I told y'all before, I don't care how cute you are. I don't care what you got. I don't care how nice you are. If you can't help with the bills, baby, you can't be in no relationship. And she said he was not the man that he was when he came over. And Ed was like, well, before all that said, he was like fighting her. Well, you know, he retired. All he had to do was relax for a while, you know. And she said, and the problem was he wanted me to relax with him, but wasn't taking nothing off my plate. I got a business. I'm a daughter. Help me with something. Every time I asked him to help me, he was like, I'm not your do-boy. He wasn't doing jack. And I got a problem with that. Everybody was quiet in the room, honey. She shut the whole room down. It was shut down. Now, I ended it on that note. Now, what I'm going to say is, I still think it's more to it than that. Because first of all, you had a place to work it out. And let's just say I believe he did all of that. But now, if you at this place of resort and you can't bring to the table, he always say, why we here? She could have said, this is why we here. Hey, you did not provide. You did not help me when I was sick. My personal opinion is Kelly ain't nothing. He's dead weight. I understand that. He needs to go. But she is more to it than that. So I went on YouTube, honey. I went on YouTube. And don't tell nobody. But about 7 months ago, they said once again, this man got into an altercation with her daughter, Olivia. They said Olivia was with this dude that was bad news. Molly didn't want him back in the house. She was sneaking the dude back and forth in the house. Molly got into it with her daughter because he was trying to say she shouldn't be in the house. He shouldn't be in the house. She got mad and she said some racial slurs to him and really was being very derogative towards him. And I'm just going to go to the bottom line. The bottom line is he snatched her and pushed her against the wall, and the police was called. Now, the young girl was wrong for doing that, but at the end of the day, that was his girlfriend's daughter, so you give her grace. You don't show no violence to somebody's child and think you're going to be here another day. Now, I'm going to put allegedly on it because even though they didn't have allegedly in the video, there is a police report. But that right there was the straw that broke the camel's back. We still got a lot more to go, so maybe it's going to come out. But it wasn't just that. It's that he assaulted her daughter. And I can see that because even with that, she just have too much anger. And she didn't give him not 1 ounce to work it through. So I think that's what's going on. I think that Jovi has not learned anything. I think that Ed is trying to say him and his lady the therapy is working for them. But again, Liz said they always come back this way, so I don't know yet. I don't think that Angela's going to make it because this is a young man. They miles and miles away. They don't see each other for years at a time. So how is that going to work? I'm sorry. Sex toy is not going to do it. So he will cheat again. I think Asuela and Kalina is not going to work. Next episode, Kalina is crying her heart out, and she's saying she can't forget this man. So we have to wait till next week. But it was really good this week. It was a lot of drama, and Kelly and Molly broke up on this particular episode because after that, well, the producers came. Let me rewind. The producers came and asked him, is there anywhere can you work this out? He was like, hell no. He was belligerent. He was like, hell no, we can't work it out. That's it. That's it. I'm done. She could have told me this stuff back in Atlanta. And then Kelly was like, no, I don't see us working it out. So we just have to wait and see until next week. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. And thank you for watching my channel.